Hello, Catherine. I just wanted to let you know that I heard about what's going to happen, and I know that this weekend, when everyone comes over, you're the only one who's going to be late.
Oh, hello, Irene. Yes, I'm sorry to say, but I just couldn't get the time off of work to go with everyone else. My George and Finn are going to be heading to your place before I will. But the moment work ends, I'm going to be headed straight to your place as well.
Is that so? So even though it's causing you all this trouble, you're still going to keep working? I think you need to remember that a housewife's first duty is to her family and her home. I mean, don't you feel bad about not spending enough time with your son?
I appreciate these words of advice, but I really don't feel like I'm neglecting my son at all. But I am very thankful that I have George to help out with the parenting. Thanks to him, it makes me working so much easier. I really couldn't do any of this without him.
Honestly, I just don't understand what's up with young people these days. Besides, I would hardly say that my son is helping you out. It's more like you leave him no other choice but to try and pick up after you because you insist on working. If he doesn't help around the house, everything would grind to a halt.
Now, Irene, I am sure that we've talked about this before, but when George and I got married, we agreed to split the work of taking care of the kids and the house. And George happily agreed to that. He didn't have any problems with it at all.
But don't you understand how humiliating it must be for him to do something like that?
I really don't think that he sees it that way at all. I think it's all pretty normal for him. I mean, I also do work around the house and help to raise Finn, you know? George and I have an equal partnership in this relationship, and I really appreciate that.
I suppose maybe you just don't know what I'm talking about because you were raised in your single-parent household by your mother. But the fact of the matter is that taking care of the children and taking care of the house are both the woman's job, and your husband shouldn't be helping you out, period. Maybe that's why you just have no idea how embarrassing all this must be for my poor son.
You're right, I was only raised by my mother, but I don't think that has anything to do with this. I mean, I have a job, and I think more and more couples are having similar arrangements.
I really seriously doubt that's true. You're probably just telling yourself that to justify this. Honestly, I just can't seem to wrap my head around it at all. I know that you grew up poor, but does that necessarily mean that you just have no sense of manners or duty at all? What was my son thinking when he married you?
I suppose that's something you'll just have to ask George himself the next time that you see him. Although I am going to suggest to you now that you don't talk bad about my mother. I just know that George would hate to sit there and listen to you insult her.
I don't understand you one bit. You've done nothing but talk back to me this whole time. You know, this is why I just can't stand poor people. You really need to learn to speak with some respect when you're with me.
I'm sorry, Irene. I might have gone a little too far. I am sorry. But I'm thinking of what you might say about my family in front of my son. And if possible, I would like you to refrain from talking ill about his other grandmother.
What do you mean? You're worried that I'm going to let it slip to him that his mom was raised just by his poor old grandma? Why shouldn't I tell him that when it's the truth? I wouldn't be bad-mouthing anyone for being honest, don't you think?
I understand that you might see things that way, but Finn really cares about my mother as his grandma. Besides, he's still just in kindergarten, so please don't start to warp his sense of family.
What are you trying to get at, huh? You think that I'll just purposefully try and cause problems for you or something? Why do kids these days always try and blame everyone but themselves for their problems? Why has everyone forgotten how to be respectful of their elders?
That's not what I'm talking about at all. Look, just please try not to say these kinds of things around my child, all right? Because if you do, I think it'll be difficult for me to keep bringing Finn around to your house.
So talking back wasn't enough for you, huh? Now you have to start threatening to take away my own grandchild? You really know how to get on my nerves. I wish that I never had a daughter-in-law like you.
I really don't think that I'm asking too much of you. I just want you to avoid certain topics, okay?
Oh yes, of course. That's completely okay. I'll just limit my talking to poor people in general, but I won't name names.
Right. Well, I guess if that's what you're offering. Anyways, I have to go and pick up Finn now. But we're all going to be there next week, so just please look after Finn while he's there.
Hold on a second. You're going to go and pick up your own son? And here I thought that you were making George do all the work.
Well, like I was trying to explain to you earlier, I go and pick up Finn when I'm able to. Anyways, I really have to go now. We'll talk soon. Hey, Irene, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that it seems I'll be arriving even later. But George and Finn are already at your house, right?
Oh yes, the two of them are already here. But you're really telling me that you're going to be even more late? Do you really think it's right for you to keep putting off seeing your in-laws like this?
I really am so sorry about that, but my boss has just asked me to stay a little late. I think I should be here another couple of hours before I can leave.
You know that you have a family, right? It seems that all you care about is work. Do you really think this is something a good daughter-in-law should do? I mean, do you not realize just how much trouble you're making for my son with all of this selfish behavior of yours?
I really think that this isn't as serious as you think. Besides, this is something pretty serious at work. I don't mean to cause any trouble for you or my husband for that matter, though.
Whatever. I really don't have time to deal with you, but I suppose I just shouldn't even count on seeing you before I go to bed. Besides, I'm happy enough just being with my son and grandson. I would be just fine not being exposed to your face.
Well, I want you to understand that I do want to go and be there with all of you. And I will try and finish this work quickly so that I can get there as soon as I can.
Oh, please, you don't have to pretend to be so polite to me, you know. I know that you don't value visiting me or being around me at all, so you can just not bother coming to see me at all.
Oh, but I thought that we were all going to go out tomorrow, isn't that right? I can't just leave Finn with you. That would be asking too much of you.
Oh, so now you care about asking too much of me, is that right? Honestly, you just do whatever you like. But fine, keep doing what you like, just make sure that you call me before you arrive. I have some things I'd like you to do.
Of course, that's entirely fine with me. What is it that you want to ask of me?
Oh, I just need you to do some errands for me. A little shopping is all. You can do it after you finish work on your way here. Surely you can at least handle that, yes?
Of course I can handle that, Irene. I'll let you know once I'm leaving the office.
Good, because I wanted you to get some food for us all to eat tomorrow as well. It might be a bit much, but I'm sure that you can handle it.
Well, please don't worry about it. I will handle it. Anyways, I have to get back to work now.
Yes, of course. You have fun with your work.
Hello, Irene. I just wanted to let you know that I think I've finished buying everything that you asked me for. Is there anything else that you wanted?
No, if you bought everything on the list that I sent you, then that should be just fine for us. I really am so sorry to ask so much of you, you know. I mean, I realize just how much I asked for you to go out and buy for us. I suppose you've been running around for the last hour since you finished your work, isn't that right?
Yes, it took some time, but I was glad I was able to get it all. But if there's nothing else that you want me to get, then I suppose I'll head over to your house now.
Yes, please go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and just leave all the bags right by my front door. Thank you.
I'm sorry? You just want me to leave everything by the front door? I'm more than happy to just bring everything inside.
No. Go ahead and just leave it all by the front door. I don't want you stepping 1 foot in my house, actually.
Sorry? You don't want me to even go inside the house? Did I get that right?
That is what the message I just sent said to you, isn't it? I don't want you in my house at all. Do you understand? I mean, really, did you think that I was going to let you inside when you'd be arriving to my house so late at night?
Wait a second, I'm sorry. I'm just a bit confused right now. I know that I'm late because of my work, but you were the one who then asked me to do shopping for you even after I was done. So I'm a bit confused. Why have me do all of that if you weren't intending to let me in the house?
Oh dear, I'm afraid that you just don't get it. Say whatever you want, but the fact is that George and Finn are already asleep. I wouldn't want you making a big racket by coming inside and stomping around and crinkling all those grocery bags.
I really wasn't going to do any of that. Look, Irene, I know that you don't like me, but I think that this is taking things just a bit too far, don't you? I mean, do you not think that your son is going to be mad with you for doing this?
I don't care at all what anyone thinks of me doing this. Besides, just why do you think I was sending you all over town after you got off work? Like I said, your husband and son are already asleep, so nobody is going to come to your aid tonight. Got it?
Okay, but that's just now. You realize that, right? I mean, what do you think is going to happen afterwards?
Oh, I'll think about what can be done about all of this when that time comes. After all, I'm sure that George will believe anything that I say. I am his mother, after all.
You know, I really don't know if this is going to go how you think. I mean, I doubt he'll believe his own mother would act this way.
Well, that's part of the beauty of all this. You can say that I did this if you want, but I doubt that you'll convince him it's true. After all, you know what a good act I put on in front of my son, don't you?
I get that, but you just sent me all around to do all of this shopping. I really don't think that you're treating me well as your son's wife.
I'm sorry, but that isn't going to change my mind. You are not going to come into this house, and that is final.
Are you being serious about this? You're really not going to let me in at all?
The fact of the matter is that I have rules in my house, and one of them is that I don't let poor people raised by single parents in my house. So if you want to stay here, we have a shed out back that you are more than welcome to go and sleep in. I'd happily let you in there.
Irene, be serious. You can't mean that, right? You're really going to make me stay in the shed?
I've told you the rules. Whether you want to follow them or not is up to you. But if you don't like it, you're more than welcome to go away. But just know that if you do that, I'll think of more errands for you to run so that you can't go out with all of us. So tell me, what do you want to do?
I mean, are you really sure about that? I only ask because you know that I'm the architect of your house, right? I just wouldn't want you to regret what you're doing here.
I don't know what you're trying to get at, but I'll have you know that it was George who told me about this house, not you.
Of course. But where do you think that George heard about this house in the first place? In fact, I was the one who suggested that he tell you about this house since I knew you'd say no if I was the one who introduced it.
Oh, come now. Do you really think that I'm going to believe any of those lies at all? You really think that a poor person like you could ever become an architect to build something like this? I really don't believe you at all, you know, but you should know that I won't let you get away with lying to me like this.
You are more than welcome to not believe me if you don't want to, but I can show you the documentation proving what I say later.
You really need to learn when enough is enough. Anyways, I have to go and start preparing food for tomorrow. You have fun sleeping outside. Catherine! I have been messaging you and you haven't been responding. What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry, Irene, but I was asleep. Besides, what could you possibly want from me this early in the morning?
Excuse me? What kind of way is that to talk to your mother-in-law? What I want to know is if you told George about what I said to you last night. Is that why he's so upset with me?
Yes, actually, if you must know, I did tell him what you said and did to me last night before going to sleep. But do you have a problem with that? You seem pretty confident that he wouldn't believe me at all.
Well, I thought that at least he would have doubted that you were telling the truth about me, but what is all this I hear about you being an architect? And why is my son now demanding that I apologize to you? Is this another one of your lies?
It's nothing like that at all. I was only trying to tell you the truth yesterday. But I was able to download all the documents proving what I was saying, and I have them with me now.
I don't know what is going on here or how you've convinced my son of this, but I'm not going to be fooled by your lies, and I won't apologize either.
How about you just call your realtor and ask who built the house?
Are you serious? You really want me to do that just to prove a point?
You're the one calling me a liar. But if I am, then it would be pretty easy to disprove, right?
Wait a second. Are you really an architect? You mean, you weren't trying to trick me at all?
Of course not. Why would I do that?
But, I mean, you come from a poor single-mother household, right? How could you become an architect?
You're right that I was only raised by my mother, but we were never poor. That's just something you assumed because of how I was raised. But you do know that my mom works, right?
But she's a woman. There's no way that she could make that much money.
What decade do you think it is right now where a woman can't earn as much or more than men? You know that I make more money than George, right? And my mom was the one who sent me to college?
Please tell me that you're joking. You can't actually make more than George.
I'm not joking at all. I mean, you could even check with George and he'll confirm all of this. If you want, I can even send you some of my pay slips so that you can see just how much money I do make.
No, this doesn't make any sense. If you know about this house, then why didn't you just take it yourselves? Why would you share it with me at all?
Actually, I did used to live here when I was younger. I bought the house as an investment and then moved out and rented it out for a while.
Oh, come on, you're a woman. There's no way that you know about investing and real estate and all those sorts of things.
Again, I really think you need to catch up to modern times here. But I suggested that George tell you about the house because I thought you would like it.
More like because you wanted to get money out of me, isn't it? You really are coy, do you know that?
Well, I just remember you were so worried about finding the right place, but now I'm of half a mind to sue you for all that you've done.
What do you mean you're going to sue me for what I've done? What did I even do?
Well, you tried to make me sleep out in the shed, as well as a bunch of other emotional damage, and I'm going to make you pay for that.
You can't just sue your mother-in-law like that. That's not right. You think George is going to let you get away with that?
I think that George would definitely back me up with this. After all, I've been telling him all about what you've been telling me. But if you don't believe me, you can just go and ask him yourself.
How could you do this? How did you turn my own son against me? What is the matter with you?
I'll have you know that I've been nothing but patient with you this whole time. But you pushed me right over the edge, and now you're going to pay for it. After that, I tried to go and visit Irene at her house one more time. And since George and Finn were there, she couldn't exactly make a clean getaway with me knowing where she would have to hide out. I reminded Irene that she had been renting the house at a hugely marked down price because I had set the price like that. But I also reminded her of the clause in her lease that would let me kick her out for a small fee from my end. I heard that after Irene did move out of the house, it took her a whole month to find another place to live. I'm sure that my suing her for emotional damage did nothing to help her situation either. But by then, both George and I had agreed to stop talking to her entirely. Now I hear that Irene has to go out and start working again in order to afford the tiny apartment that she managed to move into. With her old house empty, I was quickly able to find a nice couple who wanted to rent the house. George and I talked about what we wanted to do with the house for a while before that. We thought about moving in there ourselves, but I told him that I had lived there when I was single, and the reason I moved out was because I wanted a bigger space where I could start a family in. We talked it over and decided that it would be best if we took Finn and went to live closer to my mom, who was more than happy to have that happen. Especially since George and I both work, it was nice to have my mom to rely on when we needed a babysitter. And since Finn was only in kindergarten and hadn't really even started school yet, it was easy enough moving to a new school district and finding a new school that he could start attending when it would be time for him to start. Obviously, I didn't want things to go the way that they did with my mother-in-law, but I wasn't going to tolerate her saying all kinds of horrible things about my mom. Anyways, as for Irene, we really hadn't heard much from her at all since we last talked, and I kicked her out of the house. George has told all his relatives about the horrible way that she treated me and talked about my mother. And I don't think that anyone has reached out to offer her help out at all. But I say that it serves her right. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.